everybody? It's Mecha Draco coming to you with another episode of Rimworld. Alrighty, guys. So in today's episode, I realized when I was looking at everything that I actually am going through power a lot faster than I realized. So I'm going to need to build another solar panel. We're going to pretty much be going on this one is where we're going to be trying to finish up research. As you can see, we're doing long blades, and then we're going to go on do probably going do either refining or I think refining is the one that I don't want to click anything because if I click something it might accidentally cancel something, and that always ends up doing something bad. But I'm thinking I'm just going to either do refining because refining is actually semi-decent for when I want to actually get to doing some manipulation anyways. I better... There we go. I think it's better when it's actually in the wall or not out in the open like that because, first of all, it looks better. But second, I think it's because it actually does things. But anyways, what I was trying to say is that what we are going to try to do in this particular episode is, well, survive, to be honest. I don't actually have any particular plans in this particular episode to actually do anything super significant. Let me just think here real quick. We're going to go out to the world real quick and take a quick look around. As you guys probably know from the previous episode, this is actually going to be purely vanilla at this point. However, it is obviously still in Alpha 18, so we are looking at all the other things like that. So the question I guess I have here is do I want to maybe perhaps make the attempt to get to the ship? Because the landed ship is right here, and I could probably make it. Here, let me go back into this. And I could probably make it, but I would definitely have to travel up through the north. And I would have to stop every once in a while to go hunting and gathering and stuff like that. And I obviously, of course, being that I would have to actually travel through the tundra or through the actual sea ice and stuff like that here, I would probably end up getting myself killed. Now, there's no other way, I think, across this giant ocean to get to that point, I think. So, let me just look real quick just to be on the safe side. I think that is, admittedly, the only way to actually get across. I could possibly go the super long way, which would be to go all the way around the planet. Like, that would legitimately take a long time, though, and I don't think I can... I'm not entirely sure I can make that trip. It's going to be hard to say. Well, the first thing we're going to need to do if we're going to make that kind of trip is we're going to definitely need to get some food. We definitely don't have any. Definitely don't have enough, anyways. My biggest concern is obviously not just the fact that we have food or the lack of food or whatever. It's more the fact that we need to get food, and then we also need to have like food that'll last us that long. Because, and also we'll probably have to consider planting and everything else along those lines. In fact, let me look at something like that. See, this is a tundra, and we could possibly set up a camp or something like that on the edge of the tundra. That might be risky, though. It's really hard to say. The other problem, of course, is that we don't have any pack animals. Since we don't have any pack animals, we can't really take anything, which, of course, obviously goes in the problem of the fact that we just killed our only animal that we had. Not that he could have carried anything anyways. Well, I suppose he could have carried a little bit, but it's not really... He couldn't really carry as much. That's what we really probably need at this point. Sweet. Okay. Speaking of, I need you to craft a long sword. And we'll do it... Yeah, we'll just do one. I'm not sure who it is that actually has the sword or who needs a weapon. He needs one. Leon needs one. Sloan obviously does not. And actually, you know, to be honest with you, I think Caleb can probably justifiably get away with a gun. Well, wait. Yeah, no, maybe she needs a melee as well. So maybe we should just make two. Also, I think I'm gonna like kill these these rats and these and everything like that that are in my base are kind of irritating. Make sure there's nothing else in here. I don't think there is. Okay, I think we're clear. Alright, so we'll hunt those. Those should be taken out pretty easily, pretty quickly. How much cloth do we have? Did we do another? That's turkey leather. That's hair leather. Goat hide. Rack. I don't see any cloth. We might have used up all the cloth. Yeah, it's very plausible we may have used up all the cloth. Ooh, pea stalks. And where is that at? Oh, right there. That's actually fairly close by. You know, Sloan is my best social worker. Social worker. He's my best social worker. Well, actually no, technically Kayloon is. But I don't want to get rid of Kayloon because Kayloon's also really good at intellect. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and start something else in electricity really quickly, or in here, really quickly. Ooh, hydroponics. Maybe maybe we should do hydroponics now that I think about it, because that could help us out with the actual move to the spaceship. Because if we use this, it's very plausible. In fact, actually, I'm definitely going to do that. Because the idea would be is that we could take the. Okay, but the idea is that we could go up towards this end, and the tundra's hard to actually live in, but it's livable to some degree. You don't have like a growing season or anything like that, I don't think, in this particular section, and everything like that. But you could still grow things using like a sun lamp, a heater, and obviously everything like hydroponics and everything like that. You can even justifiably do it in the snow ice as well, or in the ice sheets and everything like that. So it's all possible anyways. Then what we could do is we could basically head up to this direction and make it to like here or something like that, and then set up a little camp or whatnot, then head across really quickly, and hopefully we can make it across as quickly as possible, taking the shortest distance as possible, like right around here. Though I probably want to skip over the mountains, because those mountainous areas will end up taking us longer to go over, so we'd end up having to go like that. My biggest concern is the sea ice. The sea ice has a tendency to be, I think, even worse. So waters, no soil, no plants, no minerals, no mines, and very few animals. Travel is very slow due to the deep snow and crevasses. Right, and that's my other concern here as well. It's like how, I don't know. It's a concern, and I'll probably have to cut through the mountains here to cut the time down, and then we can probably head down to this section here, and then we can just take the road down through all of this, and probably take the road down this way. And this road don't connect to it, no. And then we'll probably just have to make another base or something like that around here. We'll probably try to head towards like one of these boreal forests, make another camp there, and then we can head, after we build up and make sure we're all good here, we can head towards the actual landed ship. I think that's our plan for that for now anyways. That's going to be the plan. However, like I said before, we are going to have to actually get some research and stuff like that going. I think that's going to be what we end up planning on doing. The only other direction we can go is if we just were to go towards this way. We would have to go, we're in the tropical rainforest area now. Like, I think I am actually in a temporal forest, aren't I? Yeah, I'm in a temperate swamp. But there's a tropical swamp right next to us, and there's, jungle literally everywhere. So we'd have to go all the way across here, across the tropical rainforest, which is always really painful as it is. And then we'd have to go through the temperate forest, lots of mountains and everything like that. And we'd have to go keep going, probably cut through here because that'd be the fastest route. Well, the sand area right here might be a quicker route, but they should be fine while I'm looking at this. Sorry if I'm boring you guys with this description here, but the only other route that I could really take is pretty much to go from over here to go all the way this way. I'm still going to end up with a ton. My only real issue, I guess, with all of this is that no matter what I do, I'm going to have to be in a tundra. Like, the landed ship is obviously, as you can tell, in tundra. Tundra is not a safe place, a good place to actually live in. It's kind of, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's hard. It can be rough. And let's see, what gear do they have that's roughed up? Well, obviously the pants for him. And this jacket, and actually the jacket and the t-shirt are kind of messed up for her. We can make another duster. And then we make some pants. And then we'll make a t-shirt. And where's that sword? Or is that the first one? Is he still working on the very first one? Yeah, he is working on the first one. Uh-oh. Of course, he doesn't have a sword. Really? You can't hit the broadside of a frickin' barn, you jackass. Blech. Vomited all over her silver. Congratulations, bro. I love how I got rat revenge, and then the rat just like ate the shit out of Leon. Pigskin pants. Oh, so we got some cloth now. So we got about 35 cloth. I guess that would be it. So what we probably need to do in this one is what for right now, anyways, is we need to keep obviously ourselves alive, for the general most part. I think we're doing fine on food because we actually are starting to make fine meals. I'm not going to worry about lavish meals or anything like that until much later. I do say that we need to get ourselves a table though, so we'll probably make ourselves another little structure here if we can. Structure there. I'm sorry, I'm blind, apparently. Oh. And it's so difficult to build in this area. You know, to be honest with you, I'm kind of thinking I want to just leave this area just in general. But the biggest problem, of course, is that we don't have any animals to haul with. I think we only need to have animals that are... Who's our best animal, actually, now that I think about it? Work, handler. 0, 1, 3, and 1. Wow, okay. Well, that's not good. I guess I can put it on like a 2 for handling for Leon. He's got at least some kind of passion for it, but we're gonna have to like go. Can I tame these? Nope. Let's see. Well, we got hydroponics, which is good. The good thing is now that we've got him up and running on that one, he should be able to do. Ooh, let's do multi-analyzer just to speed things up a little bit. I might end up just, at this particular point anyways, just... okay. I might just, at this particular point, just go through and make... my own spaceship. Like, I mean, the other option essentially here is to essentially build your own spaceship. So... I guess the question is that I can either make the trip or I can build it. The biggest problem, of course, is, as I've already stated a couple of times, is that this does not have a lot of space. Like this huge chunk of mud. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do a little bit of both, or I'm going to at least try to do a little bit of both. And mostly because of the fact that I really can't move. Like, I mean, I can move, but I don't really have the option to haul a lot of goods. With me, so I won't be able to haul like a boatload of food and everything like that. So what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna have to move to, say, like I would like to move to a temperate forest area is what I'm thinking, just to get out of this area. I could possibly take the road, come up this way, go down that way, come up this way, and then probably like I could probably get to like somewhere around here or something like that without dying. And if I have to, I can camp out or something like that out here in these areas. Because even though you can't really make another location, you can sort of make them. It's hard to explain exactly, but the idea being is that if I wanted to, I can essentially camp or enter like one of these hexagons, sorry, I can't even think about pentagons. That's what I'm thinking. They are pentagons, right? No, they're hexagons. I'm sorry. But anyways, you can end up entering these hexagons, one of these hexagons alone, or with one of your guys, and just sort of hunt and do simple things. Illustrates inspired. Oh, so that's actually good if we ever get a trader. I'm just out of curiosity. Do we happen to have any traders flying by? Nope, doesn't look like it. Speaking of, though, real quick, I do actually want to look one more time. How much longer does this have? 12 days left? I kind of want to send either Sloan or Caleb. Sloan, honestly, he's completely passive, so I'm concerned about sending him. But he doesn't really do anything else. I mean, honestly, Sloan doesn't really do literally anything else other than the social. Like, actually, quite literally, he does nothing else but social. You know what? I think I am going to send Sloan. He's really kind of useless anyway, so it's like I mean, he's not useless, obviously, but he's certainly more useless than other people. So how do I do this again? Add 2 or more waypoints. There. Then there. Then there, and then there. Okay. I don't know if that's faster or what. Whatever. It'll work. It'll have to do, I guess. Oh, no. Total ride time, 3.2 days. Planning mode uses the default caravan speed. Your speed may vary. Right mouse button to add or remove waypoints. Exit planning mode. Escape to exit plan. Oh, okay. Yeah. Essentially, it's going to be 3.2 days no matter what I do. Okay. And then we can probably have Sloan, social drug. I don't actually remember how to do. Don't quite remember how to do the forming caravans. Tab, select your home. Oh, here we go. Form a caravan. There we go. Okay. You will do it. 0.5 days worth of food. Rot in 0.4 days. Let us add... Actually, let's not add that. Let's add rice. Because we'll need... Actually, let's... How good is rice? Rice takes a while to deteriorate, doesn't it? Which time deteriorates when left outside, and the average hit points. And then I guess we could also I don't want to do all that. We'll just do 200 in total because that should be enough. Escape to return to caravan, form dialogue. Alright. Well, let's go for it. Might as well. I mean, these guys are going to end up getting these things, and it's a peace talk. It's a possibility for us to get somewhere and go do something. Something special. And I think he was able to take that, right? He was able to do that, right? Okay, he's leaving already. Okay, good. All right, so what we'll do is we'll basically have him going. That's about 3.2 days worth of travel. He's supposed to eat and sleep and stuff like that on his own. Items are in the thing, so he's got all of that. He's got some simple meals with him. So he's gonna we'll watch that slowly but surely go down as he goes along. So that should be enough, and he should be able to take care of himself. And if we need to in the long run, we can have him stop. As you can see, this is still a temperate swamp and everything like that. And since we're still in fall, I think, yeah, it's fall. We are gonna probably actually hit winter by the time we get out of it. Not gonna lie, but we'll see. I should have sent somebody with him, but I hate sending more than like 2 people at a time. If only just because of the fact that we're already gonna be like limited on how much stuff we've got in here. I think he's sleeping right now. Yeah, he's probably sleeping right now. Okay, he's woken up now, so he's good to go. He's rocking. He's going. Now, my biggest concern is going to be these things and whether or not they deteriorate over time to the point to where it just doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? Okay, we got the multi-analyzer, which is actually good because I kind of wanted that. Maybe we should consider geothermal. I don't know, maybe not. We don't need a recurve bow, so it's not too big of a deal there. Gas operations. Doesn't that go with shotguns and LMGs? Chain shotguns and LMGs. Oh, I'm sorry. Even more important. That also goes up to multi-barrels, which I think is like the Gatling gun and miniguns and such. Precision rifles, which is like the sniper rifle and other things like that. I'm trying to think if I'd rather do... What is refining? Build refineries to make chem fuel from wood. Okay. Package survival meals. You know, maybe I should do medicines. Drug production. Drug production is always a good one. Why not? He is not going to be happy. I can already tell that much, at least. So, we've got that going. And while we've got that going, let's see. What can we do here? Obviously... I think one of the things we might want to consider doing is actually checking out these ancient cryo sleeps. Because regardless of whether or not Sloan makes it there or not, I'm not entirely positive he can make it back. Like, I think he's going to be able to make it there. Something tells me he can make it there just fine. But I don't know. Whether or not he's going to make it back is kind of up in the air. I've actually legitimately never done a peace talk before. So there's that. And the peace talk is kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, you send somebody there who can do the peace talk. But what if it's just a trap? What if you're sending somebody out there to die, basically? The fact that I'm sending only one guy by himself, for one, that's number one at least, and number two, the fact that he has no he can't even fight. What is it? Where is he at? Oh, you can't look at his stuff. Oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe here. Here we go. Yeah, see, he's completely unviolent. He can't do melee or shooting or anything like that. So he's kind of screwed if they actually want to like kill him. Okay. And I don't know who wanted the shirt. Was it her? I think she needed the jacket, didn't she? Yeah, she did. It's a shoddy jacket. But however, I think she's wearing an awful one, isn't she? No, she's wearing a normal one. Yeah. Why are you making such shit like clothing? Like, seriously. Eh, well. Apparently she was going to wear it anyways, even if it is awful. Well, at least she can hold all the way up to 124 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty good. And she can go all the way down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit, which is good too. I don't think we'll ever actually hit that point to where it'll ever be quite that cold. But if it ever gets too hot in here, or if it ever gets too hot, especially considering that we're right next to a jungle, or if we ever like move out. Because to be honest with you, I'm considering moving out of this location at some point. What I'm specifically thinking is we're going to move out to either like here, to a temperate forest, or we might move out to either the arid shrubland. But it's hard to say because obviously the arid shrubland has its own little issues. Specifically, the biggest issues with the arid shrubland is that it's hot. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like as hot as, say, the desert. Where's the desert at? Right there. That's like almost literally pretty much the polar opposite of the ice sheets and stuff like that. Whereas the arid shrubland is kind of like the tundra, so for the cold area. The tropical rainforest is kind of like the boreal forest. Essentially, the best way I can describe it is that these are actually really just oriented around temperature. Like a lot of these zones are pretty much just oriented around temperature. You're not gonna, like, the tropical rainforest is warm and it's actually a pretty decent amount of heat, but it's not gonna be quite as hot as an arid shrubland, and it's gonna have trees, so you have that advantage. At least you're going to have something to build with. However, out in like an arid shrubland, there's basically no trees. It's always really hot. There's very few animals. Obviously, in a tropical swamp or a tropical rainforest or something, there's going to be lots of trees, lots of animals. I wonder how much longer. Oh, he probably will end up having to take a nap, like right here. Speaking of, how's his food going? It's actually not doing half bad. And how's his happiness needs? And I mean, he's keeping it up there. He's a prostophile, whatever. At least he has that's a good thing though. He has very low expectations, so that just in general makes him actually really good for this kind of thing, because he automatically has a really high threshold for mood, and he doesn't even have to worry about it. Because of the fact that he's actually, got 18, and now he's feeling good, so his mood should even go up. He's going to have to eat again here soon, which will be fine, which makes sense anyways. He should have enough, from what I'm seeing here anyways, to get to all of this, and to be able to eat the food and all that jazz. To be honest with you, I think the only thing that's making this take as long as it is simply the fact that it's in a mountain thing. Traveling through the mountains is one of the worst things you can do. I don't know if you get a better example. Averaged time zone. Terrain impassable. Alright, that one's impassable. Alright, see, like... right, movement time through one zone of this is 17 hours. One zone of these is like... let's see if I can get this zone again really quickly. Ah, dang it. So a lot of this particular episode is going to be us actually out here in the world. So we're going to get a good look at the actual world inside of that. And we have a pretty well-maintained structure here. Oh, damn it. An eclipse. We have a pretty well-maintained... The idea is that we have a pretty well-maintained thing here. So we don't have to really worry too much about, I can put that here, can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. But we have a pretty well-maintained flounder. The Tox flounder. Delegates managed to communicate clearly and with basic respect, but were not able to make progress on any genuine issues. So the crag remain unchanged. Sloan, you negotiators gained 6,000 social experience. Jump to location. Well, I mean, hey. I would say that was at least a nice attempt on Sloan's part. And he did go up on his... let me see if I can look at his character. Did he go up in social? Yeah, he went up in social. So, I mean, he's an expert in social, and it looks like it wasn't like at fault of Sloan. Like, they did a good job, and he did what he needed to do. So we actually, in fact, got an opportunity to try that out. I wasn't really sure how that would go. I've never done that before, as I said before, and I'm not entirely... I've only done caravans like a couple of times, and usually I have animals to go with. But... yeah, well, it kind of sucks that it went that way, but at the same time, I guess it happens, and it was the best we could have expected. However, we are actually very close to reaching the end of fall. So he's going to actually probably end up he's probably going to be coming back home right at the start of winter. More than likely, anyways. So I'm going to try and get as much research done and stuff like that here as well before I go. And obviously, before I actually leave, I'm obviously going to go through and open these. I think that these are going to be one of those things that maybe doesn't absolutely have to happen, but it's going to need to eventually at some point be taken care of. I also feel like I should do this because I'm kind of getting annoyed by the fact that I constantly go all the way around to the other side. I mean, it's cool that I have a door there and everything. In fact, actually, I'm going to do that. Get rid of this door. That way I have sort of like an airlock. So if they want to break in here kind of thing, they can. But they're going to have to break in through here, this door, and then come around to this door. So they're going to have to break in twice. This way also they can come in and look at their crypts whenever they need to. But we're definitely going to want to actually take a quick look at all of the... before we do actually depart this area, because I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know how long it'll be. We could be looking at... I mean, it's really hard to say, to be honest with you. We could be looking at a couple of days, but we could also be looking at a couple of... trying to think exactly. Like we could be looking at it for a fairly decent amount of time before we actually commit to trying to leave. But definitely before I do leave, I want to make sure I actually open up all of these things. Because just because they actually are cryosleep things and stuff like that doesn't necessarily mean they have anyone in it. Sometimes they might have items and other things like that in it. So that's also very important. But I want to make sure Sloan gets back here first before I do anything else like that. And I do apologize that this was kind of a slow episode today, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So we did go ahead and do the peace talks and everything like that, and we got ourselves up some research. Didn't really accomplish a crap ton, but we did actually get some experience, at least with our social worker. I wonder if it would have gone any better if we had done it with Kaylin. But I don't think it would have been any better, to be honest. So I'm not gonna hold it against Sloan or anything like that. But anyways, though, I am definitely going to go ahead and end that episode here. If you did like this episode, please go ahead and leave a like at the bottom. Leave a comment if you have any comments about these videos. Definitely, of course, if you really like to go and hit that share button so you can share it with your friends and let them know about all these videos. If you'd like to keep up with the videos, be sure to hit the notify button. And, of course, if you loved all of these episodes and you haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button. And, of course, as always, guys, good luck out there. And don't forget to have fun.